15th November now, and we are just under a month away from it being Christmas time again, but this time things might work a little bit differently. There's rumours coming out that I think the question that has to be asked along the way, so there's going to be 5 things that I mentioned. The first one is the World Cup itself. The second one is the World Cup preview, the final. The third one is the raging and the Alexei quitting situation. 4 has got to be the future of the World Cups, and 5, has it worked? So number 1, this World Cup itself, I think it's been really good at times, and I think there's 2 games that worried me, sorry 3, and the 3 games that worried me were Alexei and Rula, Alexei and DC, and DC and Badman. And I noticed a few things in that game that just sort of let this World Cup down. The first one in the Ruler game, I think the problem was in the Ruler and Alexei game, both players were very unready for that match. I don't feel like there was any passion in there. I thought it was like, let's get this match done. And I felt that was an issue, and Ruler didn't really want to be there, and Alexei was getting frustrated, and obviously we'll get onto his accusations about it being rigged, but I'm not going to point fingers there. I'm just going to point a few things out that I just thought, nah, that's a joke. Honestly, I thought in the DC and Barman game, it's not the overall play. I thought Barman raging and taking it out yet again on the team, on DC, on me for apparently being biased when he had more blimmin' things going his way than DC did. I thought that was an absolute outrage, and I thought that is going to have to be looked into, because sorry, you can't blame the team for you losing. I thought that was completely utterly unnecessary, and I thought the final thing was completely unnecessary in Alexei and DC game. Honestly, Alexei Bragin quit. Well, he left. He wasn't happy after the game, and he's still, you know, he's still firm on his decision that he doesn't want to come back. If he don't want to come back, you can't force him to come back. I don't know where I really stand in all of that. I don't really understand what we could have even done. Like, the rules have been a shambles, I know that. Like, I'm not really sure what... The whole IO God thing's really new to me, so I'm trying to learn the rules. And what I'm trying to get at is, I'll prove this one a few times. It's like World Cup 1 all over again. You sort of have to get used to it. You have to find your feet with all the new things and what happens here and what happens here. There's a lot of new things that have been added, lots of new features. I don't think the fact he lost 5-1 did help at all. And I didn't honestly think he was going to lose 5-1. I thought DC did play well last game, he could get 1 or 2, but I don't know who's going to win. I was expecting Alexei to sort of, you know, win like he normally does. And it might have just been an off day, maybe it's just... You've just got to find your feet with the World Cup. The problem was this is new to everyone, and it's like I said last time round, he didn't train, and that maybe not down to him. Maybe that wasn't. For him and Barman, they're just used to the crouch slide nonsense now. We have to focus on the new thing, because even if he does just come back, I wouldn't expect him to play in the World Cup, because I don't think he's the biggest fan of the IO God. But you've got to get used to him. I'm not just going to get rid of him when You know, they're probably the new bit of the World Cup now that we need. I'm just sick of seeing this goal sort of happen every single game. They crouch into an empty net. And then even with the blimmin' Barman's in goal, that didn't help. That just seemed to, I don't know, it just didn't seem to cause an effect. It's caused more frustration. I feel like with the Ayo guard, it's a bit, you know, it's a bit frustrating, but it can go your way, it might not go your way. You just gotta get used to that. You know, I'm fed up if it's either me, Alex Aid or Bauman just winning that World Cup. And there's going to be a lot of things that are saying DC got lucky, DC got through because of cheating. I don't think you can score 9 goals against 2 pros with cheating. I don't think he's going to get away with that. I saw in that game he was pure quality. What I saw is him getting to every first ball. There was a question of him gliding. Again, that's a rule that is coming in and it's always been there. And we have now come up with the plan that glider redeploy is going to be turned off. So if that makes anyone's sleep easier, then that will help. I don't really see the reason gliding was removed from the World Cups so much, as it's sort of, it gives you that boost to get in front. The only reason you probably would not get booked like DC did if he was gliding is if he didn't make any contact with the ball. And he did apparently Alex O said it did it 4 times and that's 4 penalties. That's not the rule. It is considered a foul after you do it a certain amount of times. Free kick. If we're giving away silly penalties, then that's that. But again, sometimes you've got to make it a bit harder for players like Alexander Bauman. I'm not saying that there was any bias, and I'm not saying it was at all rigged. What I'm saying is, the reason these IO guards have got to come in place and make a change is because I'm sick of just seeing, like, right, Alex Aid's got this person, and they say to me, well, I've lost. And the same with me. You know, I found this World Cup quite challenging. At times I know I haven't been playing my best, and those IO guards, they've just been a game changer, and it's actually made it more equal in the matches. But unfortunately them two don't see it that way, and unfortunately if Alex Aid decides to walk out the door, he walks out the door, you know what I mean? I can't really just turn back the clock and go, right, we're not going to do we're not going to do IO guards because Alex Aid doesn't want the IO guards to be there. He feels it's going to be rigged. You know, he's feeling that it's not going to go his way, and why should he play in it? I can't make every single player happy. The problem is he wants to win every World Cup, and unfortunately you can't. Otherwise it would just be boring, and I particularly think I'm winning too many at the moment, and probably just maybe need to take a step back, which hopefully will happen this weekend if I get my 5th World Cup. But I don't see it happening. I do not see it happening, to be honest. DC is a tough opponent. I've seen he's very defensively solid. 1 goal conceded against 2 pros. Arguably yes because of DI guards, arguably yes maybe because of off games. He's still a top player and I've not been on my game. I think you might have to excuse the fact that, you know, it's going to be hard to referee and play. I think that's going to be quite challenging. It's expected that with the Alex Aid quitting, obviously we would have enough players to do 1 more before the end of the year and then reassess of what to do. But we'll get onto the future World Cup. So let's get on to the final of this World Cup. It's not exciting. It's actually really exciting. For once in a long time, it's not just the same player. I know it's still me, but we actually have a blimmin' new player in the final. That feels so good. In their first World Cup, we have not seen that in such a blimmin' long time, since World Cup 4, I swear. Ashley Young's first World Cup, he won it. We're not going to mention who against, because then, yeah. He won it, first World Cup. and, you know, played really well. So fair play to him. And that's the first. So DC, no, same with Alexei, there is a bit of history. Alexei in his first World Cup got to the final and won. Obviously you can't count Ninja and Raptor. I guess you can, but you know, was it really a World Cup, or was that just a 2-player World Cup? So can DC be the third player to go to their first final and their first World Cup and win? I wouldn't be surprised. Do you know, I really would not be surprised. I think the pitch is quite suitable for the match. I think it's nicely set. There's just the on-the-pitch things to build. Also, we have quite a detailed tunnel now. It's quite nice in here. It's set to be played on the weekend, but I'm not overall sure what time, what date. But the final is going to be 25 to 20 minutes long each half, which it seems to increase and decrease as time goes on, but there we go. It'll be interesting. I think we've had a shocker this World Cup. I think providing Alexei just gets seasons and just hold up. Oh, it's just one World Cup, right? Let's just go again.